The development of cuss words began roughly in the 16th century. Some cuss words have maintained their original meanings throughout hundreds of years, while many others have completely changed. Swearing ran along the lines of social status and gender. Swearing was always something of a performance. If you wanted to be believed by your neighbors, swearing a solemn oath with one hand on the Bible was the best option. In Shakespeare's time, religious and moral curses were more offensive than biological curses. Profanity sounded different than verses now. One of the most frequently occurring words in the plays made by Shakespeare was whoreson, a noun meaning bastard. Some examples of cuss words are sard, which was used as nowadays the F word. The F word isn't thought to have existed in English before the 15th century, as possibly occurring later from German or Dutch. In fact, the Oxford English Dictionary says it wasn't used until 1500, usually place names, though we can trace it back to a bit earlier. Like the F word, shit has a rich history, being used across the Germanic and Scandinavian languages, making it one of our oldest words. It originally had a technical usage meaning diarrhea in cattle, and it crops up to lots of place names from a time when people were herding cattle and naming things such as Skidobra, now Skidbrock, which literally means shit stream, found in the Domesday Book for Lincolnshire. Over time, cursing has changed. People of the older era did not have as much of an issue with disturbing bodily function in ways we might find inappropriate. Swearing solemn or profane was a religious issue, an oath called on God to guarantee the truth of a statement, just as profane swearing took God's name in vain. We tend to think of the evolution of swear words as linear, from bad to meh. A word that was extremely offensive, unspeakable, is now a staple of basic cable TV. In your grandparents' generation, only the most deprived pornography and poets used the F word, but sadly most people could utter the N word without impunity. In modern America, the two words have officially switched place on the offensive scale. Yes, cursing and the use and definitions of it have changed immensely throughout time, starting in the medieval times, continuing to the Shakespeare's time, and now modern day. Many words that were considered back then are now known words in the English, but many words that are bad now were just language used to express and show enforcement back then.